I'm going to develop cryptography algorithm based Android app. So if you get any difficulty or error while making this project, then please email me on the displayed email address. And you can see that this is gonna be our app, and we are having a input text where we are inputting some normal string text, and then we are giving a key for the encryption, and afterwards we will be clicking on the encryption button, and here you can see that it is encrypted with the help of this secret key, and then we can copy it. Okay, so this is the demo of our project, and now we are going to create this. First of all, open the Android Studio and click on create new Android project. After that, you will be selecting the empty activity, and now you have to give the name of the app. So I give the name as Algo, and then make sure that you have selected the language as Java, because this app is gonna be developed with using Java language. Then click on finish. After that, the app will be built out in Android Studio. So here you have to wait for a moment till it build up, and henceforth you can see that now it is configuring the project. That means all the dependencies of the basic Android project are being downloaded or set up in the Android Studio for our project. So here it is scanning the indexes, and this is the common part. You have to make sure that you have selected the language Java for it. So here you can see that now the project has been built up, and after that we are going to make some changes. And what are those changes, and it will be shown up in the next few moments. So here you can see that we are on our main activity right now, and we have the XML files and the Java files. So we are going to use a few algorithms based on DES, encryption decryption in cryptography. So first of all, you have to create another Java class. So here I am right clicking on Java and then clicking on the Java class, and here I am giving the name. So I gave the name as app. Okay, so here I have given the class name and created it, but it is created in the wrong place, so I've deleted it and will create with this selected part, that is the name of our package. You have to select the name of our package, then click on the right button, then you have to make the Java class. Make sure that you are doing the same. After that, we are going to our design part, that means XML part. So we are in the main XML file, and here we have to remove this constraint layout, and instead of this constraint layout we will be adding here the new linear layout. So it will be shown up in the scrolling, yes. After that you have to delete this text view. So now we have to add few properties for our linear layout, and one of them is the orientation. After that, the padding is also the important part for this linear layout, and the background will be given as black color. Okay. Afterwards, within this linear layout, you have to make another linear layout having width and height as match parent and wrap content. Also, the orientation for this linear layout is horizontal, and within this linear layout, one more linear layout is being created here with width and height as match parent and wrap content, orientation as vertical, and the weight is given as 1. After that, you have to make a text view within this linear layout having ID as text title, And then we have to add few more properties for this text view, like we have to give some margin. So I'm giving the margin as 2 dp and the layout weight is given as 1. After that you have to select left as the gravity of the layout, and then the text will be given here, input text, then some text related attributes like text style, text size is being given here. After that the text color is chosen as white. After that this text view is completed, and after the text view we have to make another text view having width and height as match parent and wrap content. After that you have to add the id for this text view too, and the id should be char_count. After that few more properties like margin from the bottom is given as 2 dp and the gravity is chosen as left, whereas the text is given as 0. It will count up the number of characters that you have entered to decrypt or encrypt. After that we are giving the text size and the text color. So this text view is also completed. Let me remove this extra space. You can see that there is lots of extra space is there. After that we are out of one linear layout, and after that we are going to add button here, and we will be giving the width and height as wrap content and 40 dp, and the id will be given as delete_normal, and the text for the button is delete. So this button is completed. We need to add one more button here with the same properties that we have used earlier, only the button text and id will be different here. So what will be the button text? It is copy, and the id is copy_normal. After that this button is also completed, and we are going to remove this extra space here. I hope you are seeing the code rightly, and then we are out of one more linear layout, and now we are going to add a edit text here with width and height as match parent. id is given as normal text. This edit text will be used to input our text, and the layout weight is given as 1. Also the background for this edit text view, edit text is given as white but in the form of hex, and then ems is also given here as 10. Then the gravity will be top or XOR left. It means left on the top. And then the input type. So the input type will be multi-line text. And then we are going to add some more attributes here, but it is not showing in the scrolling part, so we will be adding it by customization. Like first of all we have to add the tools, then layout editor _absolute x, and it is given as 35 dp. Afterwards we will be copy the same and doing for the y-axis, and yes, but it should be by, and then the value will also change to 5, so it is okay. And then this added text is also completed, but the height is wrap content. Okay, let me change it back to the match parent. It will have no effect. Afterwards we are going to add various views, it will be adjusted automatically. After that, we are going to add the text view here with the ID as text view, and then the width and height for this text view is match parent and wrap content. Also, the margin from the top is given as 10 dp. Then we are searching for the margin from the bottom, and it is given as 5 dp. Afterwards, the gravity will be added here as left, and then the normal text is given here as secret key. So secret key will be of 8 characters, so we are adding this also, that you have to enter only 8 characters. Okay, now the text size, it should be 18 sp, and then the few more attributes or properties of text like color is given as white. So this text view is also completed, and after that we have to copy this added text and paste it just below the text view and change the ID. We will be adding the ID as key, and then let me see what else we can change here. So I am saying that the gravity is not needed here, so I have deleted that gravity. Also, the weight is no more needed, and the height will be 45 dp. Okay, so this added text is also completed, and now we are going to add a linear layout here with width and height as match parent and wrap content. Also, the margin is taken as 10 dp here, and gravity as center. For this linear layout, also the orientation is horizontal. Within this new linear layout, we are going to add few more views, such as the new linear layout inside the outer linear layout. And here we are giving the weight for this linear layout as 1, and the orientation for this is different and it's vertical. And within this linear layout, we are going to add a text view, and for this text view, let me add a ID like title 2. After that, you have to add margin from the top as 3 dp, and then the layout weight is given as 1. The text color is chosen as white. Then the text size or text style is given as bold, and then text is given as encrypted text. Now the size of the text is given as 18, and then the gravity is chosen as left. So this text view is also completed, and now we are going to add one more text view here with width and height as match parent and wrap content. ID is given as char_count 2, and the gravity of this text view is left only, and then the margin from the bottom is 2 dp. And now we are adding the text and text color, text size kind of thing necessary for text properties of the text view. So this linear layout is completed. Now we are in the outer linear layout. Here we have to add button, and for this button we have properties like width and height as wrap content and 40 dp. Then we are choosing the ID as delete cipher. Now for this button we are going to add the text as delete, and this button is completed. Now we have to add one more button, so we copied it and paste it here. Now we will be just changing the ID to copy cipher and the text to copy. Okay, so these two buttons are added, and now I'm going to remove this extra space, and within the linear layout let me add padding for this button, as these buttons are merged into one another. I want to separate them, so let me try to add few properties like margin. You can see that margin separated them, so I have added the margin as 7 dp. Now for the above buttons I have to add the margin here. Let's see, 7 dp, but it acted on both of the sides, so let me remove this margin and try to add it here. Let me add margin 7 dp, and it is also working as the same, but we are having another option like margin from the left. It is not working, so I've changed it to margin from the right. Yes, it worked. So this is how you learn that how to work in XML for the designing purpose. You have to make mistakes and then correct them. This is the only way to learn designing by XML coding. Okay, so we are out of the linear layout right now, and here we have to copy few views such that I am copying it. I am searching for it first of all. Yes, this added text and text view, I should copy them. So I will copy them and paste it in the below linear layout. Yes, within this linear layout, the outer one. Okay, I will paste it here. But this text view is not necessary, so I will delete this text view, only the added text will remain. Okay, don't worry if you have messed up anywhere. I will be completing this XML part, then I will scrolling from the starting to end, then you can correct the code. Don't worry about these things. So I have added the ID for this edit text as ciphertext, and after that I have to add a linear layout here which has the width and height as match parent and wrap content, and the margin from the bottom is 20 dp for it. Also the orientation is horizontal, and this linear layout is closed, and within this linear layout we have to add buttons for the encryption and decryption. So let me add button here. So button, and then the width and height for this button is given as wrap content. Also the ID is decrypt, and then I have to add margin from the top side as 9 dp for this button, and now the weight for this button is 1. Afterwards the text will be given for this button as decrypt. Now I have to copy this button and paste it here, but I have to change the ID, like that button for encryption, that button for decryption, and this is for encryption. So our XML part is completed, but I have to add few more properties for this button part, as these buttons are also merged. So let me add some margin for the two buttons. Okay, so this is also completed, and let me make changes within the margin and see that which works prettier. For this I have to increase it, so I will just double it, like I will make it 14. So now it is looking more good, and we'll do the same here, 14 dp. Now looking good, and you can see that. So this is the end of our XML coding. and now I have to make change in the margin of the count text view. So this is text view 2, and also make the change in count text view 1. So I will just increase it by 1. Okay, so this is now completed, and now I'm scrolling it, and if you get messed up at anywhere, then please pause the video and correct your code, because this code right now is error free. There are no errors, as you can see that. If you have messed up at anywhere, then pause the video and correct that part. You can see that, but there is lots of space between these closing of two linear layout of the end part. So let me just remove this extra space. So I have removed it now, and yeah, we are ready to go to our Java coding part. Now we are in our main activity, but we will be designing the app part firstly. Within this app part, we will be just setting up some dialog box kind of things and some application we are doing here, so that we are extending that app class with application, because we are going to use some function from the application part. Okay, so here I am creating a function on create. So I will be creating it customly. So you just have to follow me and just do it. After that, you have to call the super, that will call the constructor for this on create, and then I will be making some configuration. As I have told you that I will be changing few things, like making the app to full screen. It will be no having the toolbar, so that's why I'm changing the configuration here. Some dialog box kind of thing can also be there, but right now I'm doing the configuration part only. So here the new configuration, here I'm adding the language, the local is English, and then calling the super function again for configuration changed. Like I have changed the configuration, and now the new configuration. Afterwards, I have to add some default settings also, like making the new configuration as default for our application. And now here I have to get the context of this app. So get base context, and then get resources dot update configuration, and within this you have to pass the new configuration. So this is done, and you have to pass get resources and then get display matrix. Okay, afterwards I will be removing the extra space, and now I am out of the on create function, and now I am creating another function called log. This will help me getting error detection. If I get any error, then I can detect it by the help of log. Like logical errors are being detected by this. I am giving the key as mip tag, then m string. Okay, so now one more function is being created. It is toast maker. It will be used to show some burning kind of thing for shorter time, and I have to pass the context here and the string that you want to show in the toast. So I will be making this here toast dot make text, and then passing the context firstly, after that my string, and then toast dot I will be having the short length, short period of time there will be a toast burning, and show. Okay, so this toast maker is completed right now. After that, I will be adding one more function here having name dialog maker. So it will be show you a dialog as I have already told you about it, and also I have to pass here the context and then the string as the title and string as message. So I have kept it short as MES only. And within this dialog maker you have to make some alert dialog. So for alert dialog you have to firstly build that dialog box. So here I am doing the same and building it by the help of inbuilt function of Android Studio, and then I am setting set cancelable as true. After that I am giving the value as set title, setting the title for it, and then set message. I have the message in MES variable of string type, and then set positive button here, but of second. Okay, now I have to pass the text like OK, and then I have to pass the interface dialog interface on click, like user click on OK in the dialog box, then this will be shown up, and I'm calling the show function. Okay, so I'm removing the extra space. Now this is complete. I'm scrolling it, and if you get messed up at anywhere, then please pause the video and correct your code. This is error free. Now I'm going to main activity, and within this main activity we are going to create functions. There will be two functions, one for encryption and second for decryption, and this is the encryption function, which is taking the value in a string and the context is being passed into it. After that it is also returning the encrypted text in form of a string. So first of all we have made a variable crypted of a string type, then we are using byte array for it, and we are storing the bytes in the text format UTF-8. Okay, so this is taken under the try and catch because of exception handling. Then we are using JavaX crypto files that is built in Java as secret key specs, and we are giving it a key as key text, but from where we are taking the key. Actually we have to make sure that we have taken the colon in our XML file, so we have to declare them here also, like we have to make edit text here, and we will be declaring it as key text. And other than this we are also having another edit text such as normal text, and the second one is crypted text or cipher. And then there are another things, views also, like button. We are having different buttons, and one of them is for copy the normal text. If you want to copy the normal text, then we are having the button for it also, and the another button for copy the ciphertext. After that one more button that will be used for deletion, and there are two buttons actually for deletion. And before that we are having the button for encrypt and decrypt text. These buttons will be used for encryption and decryption purpose. Then after I am declaring the deletion button, the deletion of the normal text as well as the deletion of the ciphertext. After that I am declaring the text view as to take the character count. I have declared it 2 times in the XML file, so for that sake I have to declare it here 2 times also. Okay, then the context of this activity. So these are our variables that we have to declare, and after that we are just going to use them. So you can see that we are in the encrypt function right now, and we have to complete this function, and we have declared key text. So we have to take the text or the string value from the edit text. So we are calling the function get text dot to string, then we are getting its bytes, and we are using the algorithm DES for our encryption. Actually this project is based on DES algorithm, and the another project that I will be uploading, it will be on AES encryption. So let me take another variable of cipher type, and as you already know that if you are into cryptography, then you know that if you are using cipher, then you have to take up the object, and it should be type of DES, and then ECB, then 0 byte padding, as we are not taking the padding. After that, then we have to pass out the encrypt mode and key to initialize our cipher. Then we have to take the base 64 encoder for encryption, and then the base 64 should be of Android util library. Then we are encoding it to a string and passing the cipher into it, and doing the final values over here as passing the clear text also after encryption, and then again to the default value of base 64. So this scripted is completed, and after that we have to make various catch statements for catching the encryption and exception related thing to the encryption algorithm. So this is one of the catch statement, that is taking no such algorithm exception. Then we are making it to the dialog maker as we have made it in the app class earlier, passing the context SC, and then we are passing a title into the dialog maker, that encrypt error. Okay, then we have to pass the message like error. Okay, so this is complete. One catch statement is done, and here I have to also pass the print get message. Okay, so now this is complete, and after that I will be returning the encrypt error. Okay, so it is done. The catch statement is done. Now I have to copy it, as I am using the multiple catch here, so I will be pasting it here, and then changing the exception type. So just remove this no such algorithm exception and pass no such padding exception. Okay, and again paste it again, and you have to change it again, the no such algorithm exception, change it to what we are going to use, illegal block size exception here. So this catch is also complete, and then again one more catch, we need one more catch. Then here we are going to use bad padding exception, and then another catch statement, and you have to pass out the new exception type here, and it should be of type invalid key exception. After that paste it again and just change the exception type. So I will be removing it, and instead of this I am using unsupported encoding exception, and again one more exception, and this is exception only. So we have handled all the possible exceptions that we could faced while making the encryption to our app, but we have handled it pretty well. Then we will be passing the encrypted text, and it is of type string. So this is done. We are using DES algorithm for the encryption purpose in this project, and it is done by using cipher, and we are also getting a key for it, and key is of 8 characters and passed by the user. After that, on completion of that function, we have to make another function, and it is named as decrypt. So this function will be for decryption of the encrypted text. So here we have to just reverse the encrypted function here. Of course, we are going to use all the exceptions that we are facing in that encrypt function. So here we are having the string coded, and then we are checking it with if the value starts with code equals to, as when you encrypt the text, then the text value, encrypted text value, started with code double equals to. That's why we are taking that thing, and then we will just trim it out. We will be taking the string value from after code equals to the end. Okay, so code and double equals to is of 6 digits, that's why we have passed 6 comma value length. Then if it is not of that, we are passing just else, and we are just trimming the value. Okay, then again the same thing, we are using the reverse engineering method for decrypting the encrypted text, as we have done it in the encrypt function. So we are just getting the byte values, and for that we are using base64.decode and passing all the bytes of char set UTF-8 and base64.default. Then we are taking the secret key as the secret key that you have used for the encryption. The key is unique, and this key will also be used for decrypting that encrypted text. So here we have to tell that it is using DES algorithm, then the cipher, and for its object we have to pass out DES ECB, and furthermore we have to type slash again, and then we have to type its 0 byte padding. So it is done. We are just reversing the encrypt function here, if you can see that. Then we are initializing our cipher, and for that we are using cipher of javax.crypto. Actually, Java has its own library for cryptography. On basis of the function present in that library, we are making this app. So you can read about the functions of cryptography in Java library on the internet, and it is in javax.crypto. That's the library name. Okay, then we are taking the text in form of byte array called text decrypted, and after that we are making the final result, but we have to create a variable, like we have to make it a string result, as we are encrypting and decrypting the text. So we are using the string variables and storing null with it. Okay, so within the result variable we are storing the new text called text decrypt. We are just converting the byte array into a string, just passing it to a string object. Okay, as an object to the string. Okay, then afterwards this function is also completed, and we need all these catch statement for that function also. So we have to just copy all the catch statement to the return, as we have to also return that result. So we will copy the whole thing from the catch to the return. Then after try we will be just pasting it here. and returning the result instead of crypted. Okay, so we are done with this function also, and we have made encrypt and decrypt functions, and most of the work is completed. The work for our UI interaction is left out, that we are going to do in this phase. So first of all, for that, let me just come into our onCreate method, which is responsible for mapping the Java variables to the XML IDs or the view having the IDs. Then we are just doing for the build version SDK int for lollipop version, as there can be some error, so we are handling with it if statement. You have to do the same, and then for it we are going to use full screen. So here we are using window for it, and get the window, and afterwards we will be calling the function add flags, and we will be passing the flag for it as from the window manager to, we have to pass out here layout parameters, and afterwards we have to pass the flags and flag for the full screen, and that will be come up in draw system bar backgrounds. Okay, so afterwards for the full screen, and we have to clear flags, and after that layout params dot flag and transparent status. Okay, so it is almost done, but we have to make one more thing also. Set status for color dot, we are having a library in android.graphics for color, and we can parse the color with hex values. So instead of full screen, we can use this window function also for versions having greater than lollipop. And then afterwards we will be getting the context in C, as C is the variable of type context. Afterwards we have to map our XML and Java variables here, and for that we are using findView r.id method for doing so. So I am doing it for normal text, then for the key text r.id.key, and then I am doing the same for the ciphertext using the function findView by id. FindView by id is a function that maps your Java view variables with XML view variables having a appropriate id that we get through this r.id, and there should be no mistake in terms of id, otherwise it will cause you some error. And then copy cipher, copy normal. Afterwards we are using the encrypt, and encrypt is a button and decrypt is a button. There are two buttons. So this findView by id is for encryption button, and then again for the decryption one, and some deletion buttons are left out that we are just going after this. Okay, fine. Then delete cipher and delete normal. So first of all we are mapping the delete normal r.id.delete normal. Okay, it will come up in the suggestions. And then delete cipher, the last one. So we will map this, and we will be calling set on click listeners for all the buttons that we have provided here. After that, we have to also make sure that we have take up the count of the characters within the the encrypt or the plain text, and the key of size of 8 characters, and then the character count of the decryption also. Okay, then we are calling up the set on click listener for the encrypt button, and we will be making a view dot. Okay, it is implemented on click. Afterwards, we have to just call up these functions, encryption and decryption, and then we are doing it here and making the condition normal. We are taking the text from there, and we are taking the text from key, and afterwards, if it is matches, then we are making a twist here, and the twist is enter input text and key. Okay, so it is done. And in the if condition, we have used the regex having no value of string, and then the else if key text dot get text dot to string dot length, we are getting the length of this, and if it is not equals to 8, that means we have told that the key of cipher should have the length as 8 characters, and there should be 8 characters, and if it does not have 8 characters, then we have to pass up the twist that please enter the key of 8 characters only. So it is also done, and one more else for this, and here we are going for ciphertext dot set text, and we are just setting the text from the encrypt function and passing the normal text to the encrypt function, and this that function encrypt function will return a string, and that string will be set up to ciphertext, that is a text view. Okay, so it is also done. Afterwards, we have to do the same for decryption button. We have to make the set on click listener for this decryption button too, and we'll just do the same. Almost the process is same, just encryption is just the reverse of decryption and vice versa. Decryption is the reverse of encryption and vice versa. Just few techniques are there, and there's a matter of key, and there are algorithms on which the cryptography works. And we are merging two technologies, Android plus cryptography. So this is a very good project. If you want to use it in your college or somewhere else, it can be enhance your resume that you have merged up two technologies. Okay, then we are making else if here, and within the else if we are passing key text dot get text dot to string, and the length should not equals to 8. If it not equals to 8, that means you have to enter the key of 8 characters. The length should be of 8 characters. You have to enter the length of 8 characters. Okay, so it is done. Afterwards, else, the else will just set up this to the normal text view. The decryption text will be come up from the decrypt function. We have to pass the ciphertext. The ciphertext is containing the value of encrypted text that we have done in the previous function. So this function is also completed. After that, we have to work on that copy and deletion buttons. So first of all, we are doing the set on click listener for the copy. If we want to copy that normal text that is not encrypted in form of decryption only, if the text is not encrypted, you can call it that it is decrypted text or the plain text or the normal text. Then we are using the clipboard for it. For copying any text from the text view or the edit text, you have to use this clipboard manager in Android. We are doing the same. Then we are just clipping the data with the use of clip data. Then it is the plain text. We are passing the label as ciphertext, and we are getting the text from the ciphertext and making it to a string as we are fetching it from that edit text box. And then we are setting the primary clip, and after that we have to make a twist that your text has been copied. So encrypted text is copied. We have passed this message. So this copy normal is also completed. After that we have to make another function, that is copy. Sorry, I have made a mistake there. It is input text. It is in form of decrypted form, or the input form that you have input. So I have displayed a wrong message, so I just have corrected. Please correct it. Okay, after that doing the same for the cipher, and within this the containing of previous one and this content is same, so I have to copy it. Just copy it and paste it here. After that you just have to just remove this and make it encrypted. Okay, so copy normal and copy cipher is done. Copy cipher is used for copying that encrypted text, and copy normal is used for copying your decrypted text or the normal text. Okay, so these two set on click listeners are done, and now we are with the delete. And if you want to delete the content of the edit text box, then these buttons will help you. Okay, so I'm doing the same, normal text dot set text, and I'm just nullify it. Okay, doing the same for that also. So this project is based on DES algorithm, and in the next video I'm coming up with AES algorithm of cryptography. So keep tuned in. Okay, so this is also completed. And if you got any error or trouble while making this project, or if you want to have that source code and finding some difficulty, then you can also shout for help by email. I have displayed my email in the starting of the video. If you are getting any problem, you can mail me. I will reply you very soon. So I have also made a different type of mistake there. You have to make it normal text. I have made it same ciphertext dot get text. So correct it. After this completion of this, I will be showing you the whole code. So don't worry about the errors if you have faced up. Don't worry about it. So after then we are just calling up the add text change listener, and you just have to come in the after text change. So it will change the text, and after that it will count the characters of the normal text, and normal text dot get text and toString dot length. Okay, and then doing the same for the ciphertext. It will count the character of the encrypted text. So just make it same by using text watcher. And within the last function here, you have char count 2 variable for it. Ciphertext, for ciphertext you have char count 2 variable. Then set text, and it is ciphertext dot get text dot toString dot length plus null. Okay, so it is done. I will be just scrolling up, and I will be just removing the extra space that is present in our code. So I will remove it, and as you can see that there are no errors right now. Our program is error free, our class is error free, and you can see that I'm just removing it, and afterwards I will be scrolling it from top to down. And if you get messed up or get error at anywhere in this class, then you can just pause the video and correct your code as you can see that my program or the class does not have any kind of error, it has only warnings. So if you messed up at anywhere, then please pause the video and correct your code. I'm just scrolling it to down, and here you can see that we just have used two algorithms, that algorithm functions are also present in the javax.crypto library. So it has done. Now I have to make some correction in the button. That button is for encryption, so I will change the text to the encrypt. It is in main activity.xml. So I have corrected it. Then I will be coming in the main XML, main activity of Java. Then I will be running this app. So you can see that it has installed successfully. Now you can see that this is our app. Now I will type any text here like dream zone start, and then I will be giving a secret key of 8 characters. You can give the 8 characters of your own choice. So I have given the 8 characters of my choice. Then I will be clicking on the encryption button, and here you go. You can see that it is the encrypted text. Afterwards I will be copy it, and the toast has been displayed. Then I will be pasting it here. So I just remove it or use the delete button, and then I will be just pasting it over there in input text, and it will be decrypted in that window onwards. Now I will be clicking on that decrypt, and you will see that it will change to the normal text. Yes, it has changed. So this is all, and hope you have made it well. Thank you.